Welcome to a full body functional training routine. Let's get ready. Starting off with some dynamic exercises, and the first one is going to be hip circles. So you can start off with a clockwise direction, and then from there you push for 8 to 10 repetitions. Then obviously if you start from a clockwise, you match the other side, which is anti-clockwise, for 8 to 10 repetition, and then we move to the next dynamic exercise. We keep it moving. For the second one, fully extend your arms, grab a hold of your thumb as you perform repetitions of lateral flexion. And then if you start with the left side, you obviously match the right side with the same number of repetitions. Moving on to the third one, so we're going to get into a deep squat position, or obviously depending on your range of motion. For me there, I can go all the way down into a deep squat, and then I'll be just rocking back and forth, being in that range of motion so that it opens up my hip joints and knee joints at the same time, my upper body. So I'm just prepping myself to be ready for when I'll be squatting, so that I'll have a better range of motion up and down without my joints being stiff. Okay, so you move accordingly. For the fourth exercise, it's mainly going to be for the lubrication of the hip joint area with the hip opening exercise. So we're going to start off with opening the door. If you do 3 repetitions of opening the door, then you match 3 repetitions of closing the door. So these are hip openers. Then at the same time, you're working on balance as you're doing this movement. In terms of your form, the stationary leg, keep it fully extended, and the leg in motion, maintain a 90-degree angle as you are in motion. For the fifth exercise, we're working on coordination. So basically what you're doing here, you're reaching, for example, your right arm reaching towards your left toe. And then obviously if you can't reach your toe, try to aim for your shins or close to your toe, and then you go for repetitions. For the sixth exercise, we're working on shoulder mobility. Fully extend your arms. One of your arms, your palms are facing upwards, and the other one is facing downwards. And then from there, you're going to be going back and forth, switching up and down, up and down. So supinated to pronation, supination to pronation for repetitions. Again, this is shoulder mobility. For dynamic exercise number 7, we're going to be doing a high plank into a spike. So make sure you are properly aligned, which is your wrist, elbow and shoulder is in a straight line. And then obviously there, when you're spiking up, use your hips. So you drive up, pushing upwards using your hips, and then coming back into that high plank. And make sure you don't dip down when you get into the high plank. So you're just maintaining that movement back and forth for repetitions. And to finish off our dynamic exercise with number 8, we're doing hip rotation. So hands placed backwards behind your hips. Make sure your knees are shooting up, your feet are planted downwards, and then we're just going to be doing some hip rotations. So try to keep your upper body facing forward as you rotate back and forth. And then obviously you can try to have a rhythm when it comes to breathing as you drop your hips side to side. Perfect, that's it. So now let's get ready for our main workout. For our main workout, we're going to be supersetting 3 exercises for 3 rounds. Starting off with the first exercise, so you're going to be standing in a double width stance. Put your hands by your chest, and then you squat for repetitions first. Then once you're done with your number of repetitions with the squats, you're going to transition into a reverse lunge. Okay, then with the reverse lunge, you're focusing on one side at a time, and you go for repetitions. And then once you're done also with the repetitions on one side, you match the same number of repetition on the opposite side to finish this first exercise, and then we transition to the second exercise. For proper alignment, try to maintain an upright posture and keep a 90-degree angle step when you're stepping backwards. This will help you maintain your stability as you're lunging. And for our second exercise, we're going to be on our forelimbs. So quadruped position, making sure you're aligned, your shoulder, wrist, elbow is in alignment with your knee and your heel. And then from there, we're going to make sure that you tuck in your pelvis to get that core contraction. And then you lift off the ground. So you're lifting off your knees just a few centimeters off the ground. And then from there, you're going to start marching. So lifting one arm at a time while you stabilize the rest of your body when you're off balance. Okay, then you're going for repetitions back and forth, back and forth. And for the third and final exercise to complete the circuit, we're going to be doing a single leg glute bridge. So you're going to be laying on your back, bring your feet close together, make sure the knees are pointing to the roof, feet planted flat on the ground, and then from there insert your core into your hips and then you lift up, and then from there put your hands on your chest or on the side for extra support. And then from there you're just dipping up and down while you're maintaining a straight line on that hip section or that hip area as you do the repetitions. So obviously once you do a specific number of repetitions on the left side, you match on the right side to even it out and complete the circuit. And then we're moving on to round 2. Okay, for the second set, we're going to be using an external weight. So we're using a dumbbell, so more resistance to increase the intensity. So ideally hold the dumbbell at the top there and make sure you brace it perfectly so it's a part of you. And then when you're squatting down starting from the bottom pushing upwards, you must intentionally drive upwards to go up so that you're resisting the gravity and the weight from keeping you downwards. So you're intentionally using your strength. Same thing applies when you're doing the lunge, because the dumbbell, the external weight will test you when you're lunging with one leg going upwards, especially if you're now in motion. So intentionally drive upwards. You notice that it's easier because you're now being intentional when you're doing it compared to if you're just lunging without intention. Same thing, we're now increasing intensity also with the quadruped march. So now we're adding a dumbbell. So we're going to be, instead of marching, you are rowing. But if the rowing with an extra dumbbell is overwhelming for you, then do it the normal way with the first, like with what we did on the first set, which is rowing just by using your hands, marching back and forth. Okay, then using the dumbbell, ideally what you want to do is to make sure you try to maintain the same level of where your knees are, being aligned with your heels. Okay, and then obviously you try to limit the swinging. As time goes on, the more you brace or the more you get stronger by bracing your core, you notice you won't be tilting as much. So just go with how you are in terms of your fitness level and then obviously improve as you go. Now finishing off this set with the glute bridge march, we are now adding an external weight again, so the intensity is increasing. So make sure when you're lifting up, so you scoop in terms of your core, you scoop inwards going up, and then you hold that bridge, and then from there you extend the weight, your leg, and then obviously now what you're doing is using your hips going down and driving upwards. And again, be intentional when you're driving upwards, so you push using strength, intentionally thinking of pushing up, and then obviously it adds more intensity as you do the repetitions. Then obviously what you do to the right, you also match to the left to complete this round, and then we're going for round 3. Okay, here comes third round. Let's get ready to finish off strong. Well done. You have completed the workout for today. For personalized training and support, be sure to join my online community, $36.90 per month. You can cancel at any time. And don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Check you on the next one.